Hey everyone, if you're like us, you're all on lockdown and you're in the house. There's not much to do. You're doing some work from home, but overall, yeah, quarantine stinks. We know, and we hope this episode helps you get through it. That's our honest hope, you know. We bring this show to you day in and day out. Sorry, week in and week out. And we hope that it puts a smile on your face. Our voices, your ears. That's a weird combination when you say it like that, but we do hope that it at least alleviates a little bit of what's going on in the world. And we hope that you're staying safe. Just like the title says, please wash your hands. Please take care of yourselves, everyone. We love you so much. And no matter what you do, keep a smile on your face and keep encouraging others around you. So we hope this episode helps do that for you. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UGP_cast. You can also check us out on YouTube because we're on YouTube. Just look up Unknown Games Podcast. Leave a 5-star review on iTunes or your listening platform of choice. And, yeah, that's right. There's another and. Remember to tell your friends, your family, whoever you love about us. And that's it. We hope you enjoy the show. And we'll see you on the other side. Hey everybody, what is up and welcome to the Unknown Games Podcast, episode number 26. I am your host, Adrian, and joining me today is, of course, the one with the most, my co-host, Alex.
Hey, what's up, I'm Alex?
Exactly, and we're here to talk about games, video games, board game. Wait, not board games. I always think board games when I want to say games.
We could. I mean, if you've been playing any recently.
I don't have friends to play. I have friends to play. I have friends to play. I'm just not out of the house enough.
You're not leaving your house, right? Yeah. Staying, doing the social distancing.
Exactly. Me and the rest of the world, we're all at home chilling, which means that we got time to listen to the Unknown Games Podcast. That just failed.
Yeah,
hard.
let's get our listen count up.
Let's get our listen count up. Well, yeah, this is a podcast where we talk about Japanese games, usually, technically, and also, fast food over here in the land of the East, amongst other things. I mean, it's just a nice little show, and of course, we're here. We have a lot of things to talk about, I think, maybe. But, I just want to say thanks for always listening, everyone, because without you, we are nothing. I mean, we're still here, but we're not as cool as we are with you, I think.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed the last episode that we did. We posted it on YouTube as well. You can always look us up at the Unknown Games Podcast on YouTube. So that was about Final Fantasy VII. We finally got to play it. I mean, we played it before, but we got to play it together, me and Alex, and then you guys can check it out and look at the video. I think we did a pretty good job, and the audio version is up as well. So you can kind of enjoy both ways, and we're going to be putting content up on the YouTube. And as always, you can check us out on Twitter and Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, well, same company, right?
Same company. I had some priorities right and most priorities wrong. But yeah, I don't know, man. How's your week been? How's your week been going?
My week so far? Well, we just started it in Japan here. It's Monday now, time of recording.
Oh, that's true. How was your weekend then?
My weekend was pretty good. I pretty much stayed home. I didn't really do anything, and I spent it kind of playing games, I guess. So I want to say I'm almost done Tokyo Mirage sessions.
I feel like every podcast we're getting closer and closer to the finale, but in reality we're still, I don't know, we're not that far though, right? Like how you're almost like what chapter now? 4?
So I'm between chapters right now. I'm between chapters 4 and 5, and I think 5 is like the biggest like chapter in terms of just story content.
Okay.
So by my estimate, I have like 6 to 7 hours left. Half of that actually is just like side story stuff. So
that's not that
doing
bad.
Like the stories of each character.
And you've been doing like pretty much all of the side stories, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to do all of them just because, I guess I kind of care about like where they're going.
Like I remember like every time we kind of talk about it, it's like you kind of like the story, but you don't, but you do, but
No, I don't really. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Is it still pulling you in just a little bit more, like just a tad?
So
a wee bit.
Here's the thing. Like, I really appreciate the game for just being so anime, like so
Mm.
like it's such an anime, really, just the way that it is. And I kind of don't care, but I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I guess. Like I accept it because of how it looks. Like it really fits. Like it looks how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like it is what it is. When you look at the cover, I mean, it's you can't get
Yeah,
much
it's
more
so
anime
it's
than
so
than it
ridiculous.
is.
Like I think like when we were talking about it like way like a couple weeks ago, and you're like, oh yeah, it's like Sailor Moon. Like that's such a good way to describe it
So
because it's like
did they ever get
sorry, what?
past the villain of the week kind of thing, or like is the
No,
overall
it's still it.
it's
So
what?
each chapter, it's like the own like each chapter is like a different bad guy, right? And they get like possessed by a different Mirage, and so you got to go in and you got to like save them, and then you do like this super anime thing where you defeat them with like the power of love and friendship, and then they are free from the Mirage, and they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't
I'm
know
so
what I was
happy now.
doing.
It's like, but so there's
Yeah.
still no like overall villain is the thing, and
Not yet, not
is
yet,
that
but
what
I
you feel?
suspect they'll be revealing themselves really soon here.
Okay, but do you think like that's what's making it feel like not allowing you to feel more engrossed in the story, like knowing that there's a sense of there's someone pulling the strings and you kind of want to
Yeah,
see, or
yeah,
like
yeah.
you've seen them and you're interacting with them a little bit more, but like at this point it sounds like you haven't interacted with them at all and they're just going to be like Wizard of Oz
Yeah,
cloak,
they're
you
kind of
know?
like behind the curtain the whole time here. So I don't know why things are happening. So it's always like a certain member of the entertainment industry is getting like possessed, let's say. So in the first dungeon, it's well, spoilers, but it's the first dungeon, but it's your long lost sister. She disappears,
Dang.
and then she's like alive actually this whole time, and but she's evil for some reason, and then you free her. And then the second dungeon, it's like it's like a photographer, and the third dungeon is like a different kind of guy. So it's always a dude in the entertainment industry because you're idols in this game, right?
Right, right. And you're doing the hustle, the grinding. There's a lot of people in the industry. I think like when it comes to showbiz, a lot of people are always kind of on the fence about who you're dealing with, or everyone's kind of skeptical. So it's a good setting at least. They chose something good. It's maybe the execution overall
Yeah,
in the
but
story.
it really is. It's so Sailor Moon. It's just like a good person gets possessed, and then you have to like, you know, free them essentially.
You have to take their heart out. I'm thinking of
Yeah, I
like
know.
Putty I think Putty is like there's one series where because there's so many of the different Putty series, but there's one in there where it's like heart Putty I think, and they like they take your heart out literally. They just pop your heart and you're free. And it's like, "Oh, your heart's cleansed now." It's like, "Awesome. I feel better now."
Yeah, so that's Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I'm almost done. And then hopefully I'll be. I actually really think I'll be done in probably in a week or a week and a half or something like that. And then after that, I'll probably chill out for a bit,
Well, I
and
mean,
then jump
you're getting
into
close. We're getting
yeah, and then
close.
jump into FF7.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know. So you are still playing Scramble as well,
No, I'm not. Well, I'm
or are you
trying to
gonna
get
put it
through
on the
Royal
background?
first, and
Okay.
I'm gonna get to Scramble eventually.
Okay. And then the King comes out. Then the King
I'm
comes
just
out.
playing so many Atlas games, so
There's so many, and Doom Eternal comes out what next
oh my,
week
yeah, in
or
like
2 weeks?
4 days
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna be it's a rush in March, but at least you can beat Doom Eternal pretty quickly. It's not like something you have to stay in 30 hours per
No,
se. If
relatively it's a short game,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you just want to go through the story, do some things, and kind of enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to it. Whoever's streaming it, I'm gonna be looking at that game because I'm not gonna buy it
Yeah.
at the moment. I do like myself some
Yeah,
Doom
Doom
though.
was fun. Like Doom 2016, like I love that game. I played a lot of the Doom multiplayer. It wasn't popular at all. Like I'm serious, it wasn't popular.
It's I mean, like when you look at it, that type of multiplayer, like Quake type of multiplayer or Unreal Tournament kind of multiplayer style, it's just
Yeah,
gone. Like it's
I know, which is
extinct
kind of
extinct
sad.
now, right?
I don't know if arena shooters will honestly will come back. At least not for a couple of years, because we've seen these trends where it's like, Quake was huge, like in the 90s, right?
Yeah, 90s, even early
Um,
2000s. I mean, remember
yeah, Unreal Tournament, and
There was Quake on the PC, like not PC, but what I'm saying is like in your browser. Quake what was it called? Quake Arena
you're
or
thinking of Quake Live,
Quake
yeah.
Live? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was to the point where they tried to kind of push it in that direction too, so everyone could
Yeah,
play.
and then Quake Alive actually still exists, but it's now on Steam. You just have to buy it as a normal game, so it's still around. But yeah, it was Quake Alive in the browser.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then, well, yeah. So like arena shooters were huge back in the early 2000s with Unreal Tournament and Quake, and then we got this trend of war shooters, right?
Hmm, hmm.
And then that was quite some time, and then now I think the market is seeing a lot of battle royales.
Oh yeah, yeah. And maybe it'll come back around eventually. Maybe when we're like older or something like that.
Yeah, and I'll be like, back in
It'll
my day,
it'll come back.
like, yeah.
Back in my day, which now is your day, son. It's going to be one of those things, and
Yeah,
it
I
is what it
played
is.
so much Unreal Tournament when I was a kid.
I played Unreal Tournament, and then I also played like like SOCOM, which is not an arena shooter, but also played Tribes, which is
Oh,
yeah
Tribes. That I would
Tribes.
say that's an
That's
arena
an arena
shooter.
shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tribes was a lot of fun. Unreal and Tribes, I think, were my top two that I would play a lot.
I think that's why I like Titanfall 2 so much. It's because like Titanfall 2 has a pretty, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a skill-based movement system where if you're really skilled, you can move very quickly around the arena.
Yeah.
Which is the same way that you can do like strafe jumping in Quake or rocket jumping. So that's skill-based. Like you have to learn how to strafe jump.
I think like the last great arena type shooter is Halo, right? Like the Halo franchise for the most part.
Yeah. So Halo, I would say borders on arena shooter.
So
Um, so yeah, there was Halo, and then I think Call of Duty kind of took over.
yeah, once the COD came out, we never went back. I mean, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think not so much the original COD, which those are great.
Yeah,
Those are
Call of Duty
great
4,
games.
right? Call
Yeah,
of Duty 4
Call of Duty 4
was the beginning of the end, let's say.
the beginning of the end. It's like SpongeBob then.
I'm not trying to be mean to Call of Duty. I actually played a lot of Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, so
Yeah, yeah. Um, and
anyway,
we're still
sorry, what are you
playing Call of
playing?
Duty, kind of. We're still playing
Yeah.
Call of Duty a little bit, which we'll get to in the next segment. Of course, Warzone dropped. I'm playing Nioh. I'm streaming Nioh, and if you want to watch me stream, I stream on Wednesdays and Friday nights here in Japan, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Ninja Tricks, Ninjatrix. I hope I spelled that right.
You
Trix.
should get business cards for your channel.
Like business cards and just hand them out like when I'm walking around randomly. Like
Yeah, be like, hey, you
console
like video
stream.
games? And they'll be like, yeah. And you're like, here, watch me play. And they'll be like, oh, okay.
So like as part of my work or the place I work, sometimes I do go to events and like I do have business cards, but like there's actually someone in my company, and I think it's like a mindset they were trying to say. It's like you should always carry two types of business cards, one for your company and one for you. I was like, actually, that
Oh,
makes pretty good sense. Like your
that does
personal,
kind of make sense. Yeah.
yeah, your company card, then your personal card. So if you ever need me, this is what I do on the side. This is the real thing I do. It kind of
Yeah.
pretty hype. So
It's like, hey, this is me, and then this is me, wink.
this is really me, like
Yeah.
so. Yeah. So I started Neo earlier this week, the first Neo, not Neo 2, and yeah, I've been enjoying it. I finished the tutorial, of course, which I found it really strange. The castle is not the tutorial. I
Oh,
I
really? Because
have
I didn't even get out of the castle when I was playing
I
it.
I have no earthly clue, but the castle was not the tutorial because it's like, dude, you like to do the tutorial now? I'm like, wasn't the castle
Well,
the
that wasn't the
that
tutorial. What
wasn't
was
the
that
tutorial?
then?
So
Oh,
because
that's funny.
they don't teach you all of the mechanics, they don't teach you how to key pulse, or they don't give you access to skills or different weapons. I mean, you have different weapons, but you don't have different moves that you can upgrade in those skill trees. And you don't have the stances, of course. So that's what it mainly
Hmm.
teaches you. It also says, okay, you can transform into a yokai if you want, or when your armor gauge is full, whatever. So I mean, it's fine. I went and played I think I'm almost through the first level, and I just have probably about like 10, 15 more minutes, honestly. But it's been fun. Like honestly, like I said, because I played a little bit of the Neo 2 demo, that got me into the mood, and all the controls are the same, of course. Like they really did improve a lot of the kind of stat management in Neo 2, but
Okay.
overall, just like how you play the game is the same. In Neo 2, there's some extra quality of life things, especially like in the skill upgrade system, which I saw, and I'm like, oh my word, the skill upgrade system in Neo looks like Sekiro almost, which is kind of strange. But anyways, yeah, it's fun though. I'm having fun. I haven't died a lot. I've died maybe like 3 times, but I'm gonna keep playing it. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to Nioh 2 eventually. I'm claiming that I'm gonna beat Nioh 1. I'm gonna make it past the game itself.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that was about it, man. I'm excited.
That's good. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how long it'll take you to get through it, but yeah. So you're streaming it, so I guess people can come and
Yeah, definitely.
hang out and watch you stream it.
Yeah, come in and watch it. If you aren't able to watch it, because we do, like, I stream essentially when it's like what, morning in the West and maybe somewhat close to the afternoon in like UK and Europe. So like the time zones don't actually match up as much. You can definitely check it out on our YouTube channel. I have everything kind of sorted, hopefully. So we're going to try to do some more content in terms of like me doing my streams, and then also me and Alex streaming together. Well, not streaming, but recording together, similar to how we did the Final Fantasy game. We're talking about doing like some like arcade stuff, like some old school.
Oh yeah. We'll try to figure that out, and then hopefully we can get some good videos out of it.
I've never played Streets of Rage.
You should. It's really fun.
One weird thing. Oh goodness, Castle Crashers. That's.
Oh
pretty good
yeah,
too.
I have that on PC.
I've loved that game. I've played it like 3 or 4 times, but every time it's still been good. It's still been like real. You know what I mean?
I think they're doing a Switch part of that really soon.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been an old game. It's an old game, but I think they're still like trying to just, they haven't forgotten about it. I'm really sure there's a Switch part coming out soon.
I wonder if they'll also bring like Alien Hominid too, because like
maybe
that game needs to be preserved along with all the other Flash games that need to be preserved. Apparently, since Flash is, biting the dust.
Hey, did you know that Newgrounds is still a website? Like you can go to newgrounds.com right now, and it's still up, and it still looks the same.
Well, like what was the other website? It was like Newgrounds, and then there was like what was the ant one? Crap, there was like an ant named one too, but Newgrounds was one of the big ones that I used to go to. And like, I don't know, did you used to play those games in high school? Like in your class, like on the computer?
Like Flash games?
Yeah, Flash games, yeah.
Didn't really during class, but I did like spend a lot of time on. I grew up on the internet basically, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was chaos. If anyone in the early 2000s knows what we're talking about, like just going to school and you're in computer class and you finish all your work early, time to go on Newgrounds. Time to play some games.
I can't remember what I did as a kid, like on school computers. I really don't remember.
They didn't have much. I mean, like our school computer at one point had Yahtzee. Like Yahtzee was in elementary school, like the game to play. And Where in the World was Carmen Sandiego with maybe.
I think we have that as well. Yeah.
We used to fight over who could get the computer because like they were only on certain computers, and I don't know like who installed them, but it was strange. Anyways, that's life back then. We did some reminiscing today.
Yeah, well, yeah, just so you know, like you go to newgrounds.com, it's still up and it still looks the same. Also, Neopets, go to neopets.com.
No, it's still up. It's still up.
Still looks the same. It still looks the same.
No, it can't look the same. Like there has to be some upgrade because that's like
no. It's like not formatted to modern browser like resolution, so all the margins are like way far in because it's not assuming you're using like a widescreen monitor. It's so crazy.
That's worse than like a GeoCities, like.
Yeah, well, rest in peace, GeoCities, because that's actually gone.
Oh man, so we've gone down memory lane, and next up in the next segment in the news, we're gonna look forward to the future because we've got things to talk about. Like next gen, Coronas.
Yeah, like next gen.
Yeah, next gen and Corona, they go together. Is our life gonna be full of just Corona going forward?
Sure.
Oh, I'm worried now. Take us into the next segment, Alex.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the outside of the break. Don't go anywhere because we have hot news. Hot news coming up.
Just do it!
Hey, Jen, never thought about making a podcast?
All the time, except for we are already making a podcast.
No, but I mean like a different one. Maybe a better one.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was on the internet. I was trying to figure out like what's the best host for a podcast, or pretty much how can I make a podcast? And I think I settled on Anchor.
We're already using Anchor, buddy.
Wait, are you serious? Are we actually?
I'm actually serious because it's free, and of course we're on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and like Google Podcasts, and so many other places.
Wait, how did we do that though?
Anchor did that for us.
Oh, just like automatically, right? Anchor will just distribute your podcast for like free?
Exactly. Wait, I thought you did the
Oh,
research.
yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I do know that Anchor will help you make money from a podcast. Cash money, cash money.
Cash money grabs. Exactly. That's how we're making money right now, I think.
Absolutely. Like right
Recording
at this very moment.
at this very moment with this sponsorship.
Well, I mean, also Anchor has some pretty cool creation tools that let you record and also edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Because I know you got one of those, probably.
I do have a computer, but I don't have a phone.
Well, whatever. You can still make a podcast because in 2020, there's no reason why anyone shouldn't have a podcast.
Everyone deserves a voice. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Anchor is just everything you need to make a podcast, but just all in one place. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Enjoy the show, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Go for broke. Fight.
Rebel 1. I forgot the Blaze Blue one, guys.
Oh, Blaze Blue?
I'm sorry, guys. I failed. I failed you all. I tried to be cool.
The wheel of fate is turning.
Oh, there we go. Wheel of Fate is turning. Rebel 1. Wait, did I get it right? Oh, anyways, we're here with the news. That's what matters. The news.
Right.
so earlier this week, or was it last week? It was last week. There was the announcement that Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC. Now, I thought this was a pretty cool thing, and on the Twitters, I like to tweet on things. I like to participate in other people's tweet, especially the former head of Worldwide Studios from Sony. Mr. Yoshida.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
This isn't the first time he's tweeted about ramen, and I've said that looks great. I wish I had some, and he said, "Thanks, that looks good too," or something, And I'm like, oh, he commented on my.
Yeah,
thing.
we're practically famous at this point.
This is so number 3. He posted an interview with Herman Hulst, former head of Guerrilla Studios, and who's now the Worldwide Studios head, right? So he's it's an interview, and all I tweet is just looking forward to this read. Thanks for the share, Mr. Yoshida. And I put the thank you dog. That really cute dog who's just smiling. I put that.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, Alex, he's like, oh, Yoshida commented. I'm like, oh, crap. And he's like, yo, you are welcome. Smiley face. And at this point, I'm so happy. 2 hours later, Alex is like, yo, people are blowing up on this post. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're responding in happiness or something? Nah, people hate this. They hate this news. And how do they hate it, everyone? Apparently, no one wants Horizon Zero Dawn on PC because they feel it's offending their PlayStation, I don't know, loyalty or something. Honestly,
yeah.
Some of the comments here, don't pay for PlayStation Plus, don't buy PS5, don't get anything on PSN until Herman and his dumb ideas are out of PlayStation because exclusives should remain exclusive. Hashtag boycott PlayStation. There's probably been a lot of hashtag boycott PlayStations at one point in time. And yeah, we only need our exclusives on PlayStation. Sorry, this is sad for PS console. At least it had a good run. The console's gonna die.
It's dead now.
What is happening? There is literally a GIF of someone standing in front of a pile of crap.
Oh, I didn't see that.
There's so many, and it's just it goes on. And yeah, rip only on PlayStation. And so it got me curious. I said I was going to read the interview. So I read the interview. And I think the interview was fine. So Herman actually, it says, the interviewer says, speaking of experimentation, there have been some rumors of Horizon Zero Dawn, complete edition on PC. And can you confirm that? He's like, yeah, it's coming to PC this summer. I'm not direct quoting. This is from the PlayStation blog as well, so you can go check it out. Maybe I'll put it in the show notes where you can, look at it yourself. And he's just like, yeah, okay, so they asked him, PlayStation's no stranger to publishing titles on the PC, but Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the largest games to make that leap. Is there anything you'd like to say to PlayStation fans? What does it mean for the future? So I'm like, yo, this is it. Maybe he said something that messed something up. Maybe this is why these people are crazy. He says this. This is a direct quote. Sure, I think it's important that we stay open to new ideas of how to introduce more people to PlayStation and show people maybe what they've been missing out on. And to maybe put a few minds at ease, releasing one first-party AAA title to PC doesn't necessarily mean that every game now will come to PC. And now I'm going to not direct quote, but in his mind, Horizon Zero Dawn was a good fit for this, and they don't have any plans to do day and date releases. Like I said, we will remain 100% committed to dedicated hardware, meaning PlayStation, first.
Right, or at least like they'll be on PlayStation first, because you got to remember Horizon Zero Dawn came out like what 2017, so it's not a new game by
Not at
any
all.
means.
It's
Yeah,
it's like you said, giving people who haven't had the opportunity a chance to see what they've been missing out on. You know what I mean? Not everyone has a PlayStation,
sure, yeah.
but this post
Well,
keeps
I mean,
going.
we were kind of talking about this like with FF7 last week, where it's like it's exclusive to PlayStation for 1 year, right?
Right.
And then after that, we don't know where it's going, but we're assuming Xbox and PC. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm probably gonna buy it again on PC just because I want my games on PC.
Yeah, and I've kind of had that same thing, and I think we talked about this last week when I said I would actually rather pay for a PS Plus subscription that didn't have the free games, and that was just actually a cheaper fee, and I would actually get some of them on PC.
Yeah. So the thing about giving people choice, I think, is important here because yeah, like now you have your game that's available to more people that can enjoy it. And I think he is putting a positive spin on it for PlayStation fans, where it's like, oh, well, guess what? If you like this kind of stuff, maybe you should get a PlayStation because you get to play it 3 years earlier, which is, a long time.
It's pretty, yeah. That's a good gap.
Right. And I think if you're a PlayStation fan, like by no means does this devalue your console. You're still getting it on PlayStation. You can still play it
on
like
PlayStation.
it's on PlayStation 4. It's not like they're taking it away. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's an addition. If you want to buy it again to support the developer, you can even do that. Or if they make some additional tweaks that they couldn't do on the PlayStation 4 version, you know what I mean? Like it's a good thing or all around. If you want to take the lunge and buy it, or if you haven't played it.
Yeah, because like I actually haven't played it. I don't. Well, maybe I own it. Like my girlfriend owns it, so it's on the shelf over there. So I could actually just go over and play it tonight.
You could.
But just for me personally, for those types of games, I prefer to play them on PC. So now that it's coming out on PC, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go check it out. Maybe I'll go buy it. Because I do kind of prefer games that have a shooting mechanic, I guess, to be on PC because I like using a mouse.
But I mean, you're still gonna play on a controller though.
I could. I might, but I might just use mouse actually.
It's like saying you want to play like, I don't know. It's. I mean, it is a shooter kind of, but it's a platformer. You have your preferences. We'll continue.
Yeah. No, I've played a lot of games like that with a mouse. Like Tomb Raider, I think plays great.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it does.
I can't knock it. I haven't tried it, so I can't knock it. I can't knock it until I try it.
Yeah. Because like games like Tomb Raider, I think are great on PC. But well, I think it's exciting to be on PC because now you have because PC hardware scales so much. Like you have basically, let's just say like a gaming PC, but then you have like, I don't know, the overkill PC.
Yeah. You'll have like the one that just can do everything.
And then if you have one of those, if you have the money to invest in a nice PC, then you could play Horizon Zero Dawn at like 4K, 120 frames per second or higher, which is just insane.
That's assuming they have 4K textures in it. You know what I mean?
They probably do because it's 4K on PS4 Pro.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Hopefully they make some additional fixes to whatever they had to do. But
yeah, I think PS4 Pro runs at, I don't know, but it can be more than 60. It's not more than 60, right?
I don't believe so. I think it's like 60 or 30, normal or 60 basically.
It'll be either 30 or 60, right? So it'll be cool to see the game run at 4K at like 120 and higher. So that's something that's only afforded to gaming on PC, which is what I want to see. I want to see that. You know what I mean?
And
it's the same thing like when when FF15 came out on PC. It was just like, hey, good news, guys! Like no frame cap. 4K textures, go nuts.
Well, I think like the difference between like, no frame cap and all of the technical, like nice little bells and whistles, for most people, it's not like a thing that they understand, or like it's not something that they know how to access themselves, even if they have a PC that's pretty decent. But it's still, I don't know, like it's still the fact that those options are available. Like we were talking about, having the option is better than not having it. And at the same time, I think going forward with PlayStation as their strategy, I'm not with PlayStation. Sorry, I'm not like working for them. But
Yeah.
it's the thing where Microsoft is doing the same thing. I think theirs is even potentially day and
It
date.
is day and
It's
date. Like
date.
Gears 5 was PC and Xbox same day.
Like, why even buy it on their console? And that's a bold move. That's pretty bold. They could choose to lock it behind Xbox only, but they want to have more people playing. And I think when we kind of talk about games, there was a time when it was really about those console wars, who's got the exclusives. And now I think we've gotten to the point, and you'll see that with crossplay, right? A lot of people just want to play the game anywhere and everywhere that they can.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it's convenience. And just to give you a little bit of example, it's like I wanted to replay Metal Gear Solid 4 recently, but that's like a PS3 game, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like it's like a tiny bit of a pain in the ass to just like grab my PS3 and hook it up again.
I mean, it might be on PlayStation now, but you then have to have a PS Now subscription. So yeah.
Right, but I also recently replayed FF13 on my PC, and FF13 is a PS3 game, so same generation as MGS4.
Yeah, yeah.
The difference is now because I own it on PC, I just reinstalled it and started playing.
And that's I had the same feeling. So Square Enix had a sale like I think 2 weeks ago or so, and like all their stuff was discounted pretty heavily, and they had all of the 13 series for $10 a piece. And I'm like, okay, well I've played Final Fantasy 10. I do have 10-2. No, sorry, Final Fantasy 13. I do have 13 too, but I have to hook up my PlayStation. And I was like, well, I could just buy both of these for $20 and just, continue, right? It was a matter of convenience.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I didn't care if it was on PlayStation or not. I just wanted to play the game and kind of continue, or just buy it and let it sit there, whatever. At least if it's on PC, I know that going forward, I'll still have it.
Exactly.
It doesn't,
Yeah, like even if there's a PS6, you're probably still gonna have a PC
without needing to,
you can play it still.
And I think that's the thing. So there's this thread is still going. Like I'm gonna scroll up and see how many replies are here. I mean, there's just the gifs are amazing. I mean, it's not actually that bad, right? 78 retweets, 691 likes. If there were dislikes, there'd probably be more. Let me just I just want to see.
I just think it's like, it's awesome to give people more choice. And if you want to support PlayStation, you still can. Like, they're not taking the game away from you. You can still play it. And you played it like, you got to play it 3 years earlier.
Well, the best way to support PlayStation is to buy a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, buy 4 PlayStation 5s.
See, we do work for PlayStation. I was just playing.
Well, sorry. Also, Death Stranding's coming out on PC, so if you haven't picked up Death Stranding, you can get it on PC like in a couple months here.
And I think that's what we'll start to see. We'll see a lot of these kind of yearly exclusives for PlayStation for some of their games, and then at the same time, like it's good for the studios. Like it's great that they can sell one time, but then they're also making money back at the same time. So releasing on another platform gives them more revenue, and they can make something better for you next time, even better. With the lessons they've learned. And I'm just saying, give back, people. Don't be hating. They'll be hating.
Yeah.
Something you
and
can
then
hate
people
about.
can double dip. Like I double dipped on FF15 and stuff.
Double dip, except for when you're talking about Corona. Don't double dip on that, or else you'll end up like E3, canceled.
Okay.
I was like, that was really sudden.
Did you plan that?
No, I never planned it.
Did you write it down?
No, I don't.
You're like,
write it
I'm
down.
going to say this.
This is all ad lib from the greatest mind around. They could call me one of the best comics if I was on mic.
Cool. All right.
Everyone's
Anyways,
like,
E3.
Loser. Yeah, E3's canceled.
Rest in peace, E3.
Rest in peace, man. I don't know. Everyone was kind of like, oh my goodness, E3's gone. I'm like, shouldn't it have already been gone?
Oh, yeah.
That was my reaction, honestly.
A lot of people are saying that E3 is it's not the same as it used to be.
And it hasn't been for a long time. I mean, I think the last great E3 we had was FF7 actually unveiled at E3, or was it in a separate theater that Sony was doing a show at?
I think it was.
It might have been at E3.
I don't know, dude. I can't remember.
It was like 2016 or some 15, 16.
Yeah, I super can't remember when they announced it, but
like I feel like it was at E3, but Now, no company. I mean, Microsoft is there. I think they have a show. They have a booth on the show floor. Some of the indie game publishers, but now it's just like, why bother? Save yourself money. Put yourself on your other events. You got Xboxes. I think it's like, what is it, like Experience or something? And then PlayStation has their own thing. I mean, everyone has their own thing, and so really all you're doing is looking at streams of press conferences or shows, whatever. You're looking at streams.
Yeah.
They can still do that. They can still do that this year. There won't be a press in front to do it with, but they could have a stream if they wanted to.
So I think like as a fan, I think E3 this year won't be that much different because we're kind of just consuming content over the internet. Because I've never gone to E3, right?
Yeah, same here.
So what difference does it make to me? It doesn't make a difference because I would always get my content through the internet, right? Through live streams or through like people kind of writing about it.
Exactly.
But I think E3 affects the people that go there for networking. That's who this affects.
I mean, even GDC was, postponed, or indefinitely canceled this year as well. And,
right.
That's a good point. There are some parts where, especially for indie game developers, and it's also press exposure too. It's another stop on the press circuit for indie games.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're promoting a game, I can't think of something that's, let's say Cyberpunk, because that's not out yet, right?
No. Yeah, it's not out.
So Cyberpunk would probably maybe, be there to be like, here's a new trailer, whatever, and kind of drum up some more hype. Of course, there's nothing stopping them from just putting that on the internet. It's like, hey, don't forget about us. Here's the trailer.
Which they're going to have to do. That's it. You bring up a good situation because Cyberpunk, like Europe right now, is pretty much the center of the corona. I mean, it's a big little area. And Gamescom most likely will be canceled, I assume. If not, then they'll have something they can do there. But if not, then TGS is past when the game comes out, if I remember. Comes out in August. So there's no major press junkets.
Is it August? I thought it was October.
It's October? Oh, well then TGS is your last hope, potentially.
Yeah. And obviously we don't know what's going to happen at TGS this year either. But
exactly.
Yeah, but for fans, probably no change. But just for people that go there to network, to hand out business cards, to try to get business deals, that's who this affects.
Yeah, it definitely affects those. And people I know there's a lot of people who, since they opened it up to the public, they've been able to go, and they've been going for, I think it's 2-3 years now. They've been going consecutively. So it's like Comic-Con, which is also not going to happen probably. It's just one of those those times you can get together with your friends, go out, hang out, go see and wait in lines, do whatever, but see things that you've always wanted to see. There's nothing like the first time when I went to TGS and I was like, holy crap, I've seen this on the internet, the TV, but I'm standing here, And it doesn't ever really fade away. Every time you go, you're always like, okay, what's here this time? What can I do? And that kind of excitement, it does stink that, that excitement for everyone, people who work there, people who are going to promote things, and for all of us watching, like, we're not going to have that. That excitement won't be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing I think I can miss, because you kind of hope for some big announcements, but, the Game Awards. No, gosh, not Game Awards. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, E3 is just, it's okay. It's been okay these past years as a watcher, but I do feel for people who are going, and I would like to go. I mean, do you still want to go to E3? Like, if you had the chance?
Yeah, if I really had the chance if I was for some reason in the area and I didn't hate, let's say crowds, then sure, I would do it. Because ever since I moved to Japan, E3, all the hot announcements have been like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for me.
Mm-mm.
And unless I'm like taking the next day off work, I just can't watch them live. It's not fun anymore because I'll just wake up and I'll be like, I'll just check the internet and be like, oh, that's cool, that's cool.
Check the internet. I mean, we've had.
But I mean,
continue.
Yeah, on the flip side, I get this, CTGS, but not E3.
And there is a difference in each of the shows. And I haven't been to Gamescom, Gamescom. I haven't been there, so I don't know how that show is. I know it's pretty big as well. And, they each have their own flavor, though, even in, because the different developers who can participate, some people can't fly out, some people can, but you see different colors of each of the areas, the countries. It's very nice, like a rainbow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Sure.
as E3 being canceled, a lot of things being canceled. My friend in LA said, the governor just said, restaurants, bars, everything's closed until the 31st of March. I think schools are still closed here in Japan, and it's a lot of things around the world are being canceled or postponed. Maybe doing live streams instead. And if you feel like you want to do some help there, there's folding at home. Apparently, Nvidia was like, "Hey guys, you gotta."
Nvidia.
Yeah, Nvidia. Let me pull up this story right here, but apparently Nvidia is putting out a call to all PC gamers. This story came from Games Radar, and do you remember folding at home like on PS3?
I do. Yeah, it was a pretty big thing on the PS3.
Yeah, so they're hoping that, and I believe this is from their Twitter. They said, PC gamers, let's put those GPUs to work. Join us and our friends at the official PCMR in supporting folding at home and donating unused GPU computing power to fighting against the COVID-19. You got to fight against that C virus.
Yeah. So are you gonna?
I can do it now.
Yeah, because you have a gaming PC.
I have a gaming PC. I mean, I can even hook up my PS3. Alex, that's a reason for us you can play Metal Gear Solid 4 now.
Yeah, all right.
Hook it up, start folding. Fold at home, man. You got to fold. And of course, the delays don't stop there and cancellations, next gen systems. I think we even talked about this previously, but, with manufacturing things, I don't know. I think we're going to be seeing next gen next year.
It might get delayed with manufacturing issues. It's possible at this point for sure.
Yeah. Who knows how long this thing is going to last. And I don't know. We don't want to like talk about it, but it's just one of those things that's in the world that's happening that's too big to kind of ignore. But what's also big and not hard to ignore is Call of Duty Warzone. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Call of Duty Warzone, yeah. So the free-to-play Battle Royale mode for Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Dude, it's up to 15 million players now.
Yeah. I think it's been growing for sure. So I've been spending a couple hours with it last couple nights.
Mm-hmm. It's been pretty good.
It's all right. So I guess my first impression is that it's just Call of Duty. So it handles very much like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have played Modern Warfare, like the new one, everything is the same as in Warzone. So the way that guns handle, the way that your character moves, just the quirks about the multiplayer, that's the exact same. You're not getting a different experience. You're not getting like a different movement system or running speed or whatever.
So it's for people who don't know, and if you don't know, Warfare it's a battle royale. It's got two modes, plunder, and I think it's literally just called battle royale.
Yeah.
And they're pretty similar, but basically you have 150 players on the map, teams of 3. I think plunder, the goal is to win whoever has the most money in the game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Their team wins, and then as opposed to battle royale where it's whoever's the last person standing. They're kind of, I don't know if it's a gimmick, I'm not sure, but the way that you can kind of have a second chance is the gulag.
The gulag.
Yeah, when you die, you get sent to a prison, and you have a chance to fight for your life in a one-on-one situation. But you don't have a lot of life. It's pretty much one shot, 2 shots, depending on are the weapons random to each round?
So if you're playing in Modern Warfare, you always land with a pistol and you have to loot for your guns. If you're playing Plunder, you get to land with your loadout, but you still get to find guns around.
Okay. So, yeah, it's good. I played it, and I played it with a couple of friends. Like you said, it's Call of Duty. I don't really like that there's no personality in it. My friend's like, yeah, it's Call of Duty. It doesn't need personality.
Yeah, it's just Call of Duty. So the time to kill is like extremely low. It's so low. And I've noticed that like healing, or not healing, but the armor.
Yeah.
It's actually not that common. It's not like you'll go for a long period of time without having armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't see armor.
Yeah, well, you should have a little bit when you start, but you pretty much have to loot it, and it's not that common. And you can only have up to a stack of 5 in your inventory.
Right.
And you can only have up to 3, like, I guess, armor chunks on your body at a time. So most players have very little armor, and time to kill is so low. Like, armor shatters quickly, and then people go down very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
on the flip side, it's still Call of Duty, so you self heal if as long as you're not dead yet.
Right, right.
There's a couple things I like about the game, to be honest.
Such as.
So I like the fact that you can re-armor and you can heal basically while running. So unlike in Apex where you turn into a turtle while you're healing.
You do kind of like slow down, and I think there is a difference. I do like the kind of the map is so open in Modern Warfare. It's a lot easier to like not focus on what's happening and then like go into focusing, go out. But Apex, it's always just focus.
Yeah, so I like the fact that you can move while healing. I like the fact that when you have self-revive, I like that you self-revive way faster than in Apex, like with a gold shield.
They need to fix that in Apex. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it needs to be fixed.
So I like the fact that when you self-res, it's actually like reasonable. It's not slow as hell. Also, if you stop self-reviving and you restart it like fast enough, you'll pick up from where you left off.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so I like that. And I like the fact that like looting is simplified a lot in Warzone, so it really keeps the focus on gun engagement. So you're not doing inventory management essentially, where it's like, oh, I want this, but I got to drop this thing.
I mean, you
don't got to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, because I mean, Apex has some variables, and I think I took that away. Like, there's two things. On one hand, I appreciate how visual Apex is with a lot of the references, not references, but just cues. You know, I know where a respawn beacon is. I know where, I know what this item is by looking at it on the map. Like Call of Duty, when the guns pop up, I have no clue. It's just kind of like,
oh yeah.
What is this? You know, but everything self picks up, like you said. I think that the way that you can drop items is actually really intuitive. Like just open your menu and just press drop. Like it doesn't take up a full part of your screen. It's just there, and it's simple and fast.
And I like, so when you run over armor in Call of Duty, you'll pick it up automatically. If you're playing Plunder, you'll run over cash, you'll pick it up automatically.
Right.
Ammo, you'll pick it up automatically.
Exactly.
So it's not like you don't gotta like loot it. And then guns are just guns. They're just singular things. You don't gotta look for stock. You don't gotta look for a scope. It's just like, is that a better gun? And grab it. That's it.
And then, once you level up, and I think this is actually pretty cool. And I think, this is also in other games. I know like Battlefield as well, and probably Call of Duty, but the way you can kind of progress with your gun, the more you play with it, the more unlocks you get for it. So you can kind of customize it even further to each little part. So instead of picking up those parts, you can call in your loadout. And then you get your, this is how I want
your loadout.
Your loadout. So you're actually then playing Call of Duty, like you want to, and you can buy perks. My friend was saying you don't have to, and I haven't done any of the perks, but it was just like, they don't turn the tide of battle per se, but they're good. They make you feel good.
Yeah. So I actually, there's a lot about Warzone that I'm enjoying. I like the looting. There's the fact there's no backpacks. You don't got to sweat having a tiny backpack.
Yeah.
That's all simple. Gun engagements are tight. Like when you're doing the engagements, like it's short time to kill, which I kind of like actually, but.
Well, the other thing I like is that there will be hot zones, of course, but when you're engaging, I don't feel like you have to worry as much about a third party. The map is huge. Like, you're hearing gunshots all the time, but it's not like, okay, I'm waiting to third party. Like in Apex, you know where that team is. You know when
you actually have like the radar, so you know where they actually are.
Yeah. So
like they show up as the red dot, so you know precisely where they are.
It's good in its own way. Like I said, for me, it's just bland. I don't like the color. The map just looks so. It makes me even appreciate Fortnite having color.
I don't like Fortnite. Anyways, but there's a couple of things that I think need fixing, but won't get fixed probably because it's tied to the main multiplayer mode.
Okay.
Well, they could fix it, but the ping system is pretty bad.
It's a weird ping system. Yeah, and I mean, like Apex, the way that they have the visual cues. So like when you ping a weapon, it's on the screen too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like a tiny icon of the gun that you're pinging, or if it's ammo, it's like the ammo. If it's a shield, it's a shield, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's that. I know. I guess I took that for granted because when I jumped over to Call of Duty, it's just like even if it's not a weapon, if it's like let's say the buy station. Or a contract, they'll just say like,
the buy station is so small.
They'll just be like, do you need this? And I'm like, do I need what? Do I need the buy station or like, do I need the contract? Like it's so there's no voice lines that are meant for the thing. So yeah, it kind of sucks. In any case, so I've been playing both. Like I've been going back and forth between Apex and Warzone, and I like the engagements in Warzone. I like how they're fast and with basically just Call of Duty, right? It's like instant Call of Duty.
Yeah. It's just Call of Duty.
And then when I go back to Apex, I'm just like, oh, this is fun. Like I like sliding and jumping and mantling, and I like doing air strafing and stuff like that.
Well, another thing that you kind of like, what I don't know how to transition to this one. I was gonna say another thing that you kind of like to do and
Is
that
eat,
you can is eat, sleep, and celebrate Nier's 10th anniversary.
Sure, yeah.
Apparently, they're gonna have like a 10-hour live stream.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
gonna be
exciting.
on Nico Nico.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty cool. It's gonna be on the 29th here in Japan for 10 hours straight.
I have no idea what they're gonna like even do for that live stream.
I don't know, man. There's like I said, 10 hours. There's gonna be 3 different talk sessions is what they're having, is what they're saying. Like a concert, a stage. It says butai, so it's like stage play, but I don't know. And then it's like talk. So
There might actually be a stage play because there is a Nier stage play.
I guess everyone can. And like we said, everyone shut in from the corona. So that's why this is actually, online. It's the best way to do it. Everyone, hopefully, you don't have to get a premium pass for Nico Nico or anything. Just tune in and check it out. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe we'll have some news on either a remaster for Nier Automata or, a remaster for the old Nier games.
Yeah,
or a sequel.
More than a sequel,
Well,
actually,
sequel
I want a
or
remaster.
Continuation.
I want a
Really?
remaster for the first ones.
I think so too, yeah. And that goes along with what we were talking about too, like earlier with Horizon Zero Dawn. If you want to play those games now,
You gotta get your
it's
PS3.
a little bit of a hassle.
Yeah, you gotta
It's
get
a
your
hassle.
PS3.
So hey, hook us up with some remakes. Actually, and I think a lot of people would be curious to play them too. So I think
Exactly. I think
they
a
do
lot of
that.
people like
it's perfect.
started with Automata because it was so well received, but no one had touched Nier because it was not well received.
And what they'll find themselves is that the music is great in both,
Mhm.
but the gameplay's different. I just don't go in going like, oh, this is gonna be an action. It's gonna be an action game.
Yeah, I
No, it's
want
not.
I hope Platinum can be like, all right, we'll do the combat again for this version or something.
That would be kind of cool, like Uber remix. But they're focusing on being themselves, being independent. So I don't know. I don't know if they're still taking contracts. I don't know what they're doing. But
They might. I don't know how much money they have. They probably have a lot of money thanks to Tencent, but
they have some money to do their thing.
yeah. So I would love a remaster of Nier on PC because I don't have to dig out a console. Well, I don't know. It's cool that the PS5 is backwards compatible because you get to hold on to those games for another gen. But again, the PC is eternal, man. You can play anything
until Steam or something just doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Or the licenses just finally go away because they upgrade to something else and the contracts are like, bump this.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is a side question, but not a side question, but a random aside here. Because a lot of PC gamers have their games on Steam, it's like, what happens if you lose your account, or what happens if Steam explodes? What then?
Well, if you lose your account, then you better call them or email them and try to get it back. Tell them all your details. I mean, that one's not as bad, but like you said, if Steam does go away for some reason, and I mean, in all these services, just like from PlayStation 3 to PS4 or Xbox to Xbox One, all these these services, they have to renew these licenses, which means they have to go negotiate the contracts and all that crap.
Yeah.
And I think for PC, maybe it's not as big of a deal, but that's only if Steam, the platform itself, experiences a huge major change.
Yeah.
Will something like that happen? If it doesn't, then we should be good.
I think that's the one thing that kind of sucks about this digital age is that when licenses go away, you can't really enjoy certain games anymore. There's a reason why MVC 2 was pulled from the store, right? There's a reason why we can't play did you ever play the Scott Pilgrim game?
Oh yeah. Me and my friend would beat it.
Yeah, I love that game. And I was like, I want to play it again, but I can't play it because it's gone. It's gone.
Wait, is it gone for good?
I think if you have a PS3, maybe you can still download it. If you bought it, you can still download it.
bought it. You can re-download it. Wait, did I have? No, I had the demo.
But you can't
My
like
friend had the game.
you can't buy it anymore. Is the thing.
That was a good game.
Was
That was
it was a
actually a
good
good game.
game,
Like
yeah.
I hated that movie on every bit. I have a friend who loves it, but the game was on fire. The game was right.
So
The game was good.
there was never a PC version of it either, right? It was console
that
only.
would have been, dude. That would have been perfect for us to like play.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I want to play, but I can't because they don't have the license anymore. So that's just like a byproduct of this digital age where things have to be licensed continuously.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. So I don't know. Hopefully, we won't have to face the apocalypse, either the digital apocalypse or the corona apocalypse. Both of them will be solved by swift justice.
What? Yeah, yes.
I didn't know what to say,
Sure.
but swift justice popped in my mind because justice for all. I don't know. All might come in and just go, ooh, don't worry. Okay. Anyways, everybody, thank you for listening to the show this time. We are on episode 26. We're almost to the big 30. We're catching up to our age.
Well, I'm 21.
Yeah. Alex is actually younger than me. It's kind of, I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm getting too old, but yeah, I don't know. We're catching up to my age.
Sure.
And of course, you can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UGP_cast. And of course, check out our YouTube. Just look up Unknown Games Podcast. We're doing some cool things there, and we'll be posting here and there, especially once a month, to be looking for some co-op stuff with me and Alex. And after that, remember, just tell your friends and family, your cats, your dogs, and your pillows. I don't know why. I just thought about pillows.
Your waifu pillows.
Exactly. See, Alex knows what I'm talking about. Tell your waifu pillows about us. Tell them that we're awesome and you love listening to us and you love leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go sleep.
Huh.
I'm gonna go sleep now.
Okay.
I'm sleep deprived.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll check you next week, everyone. Remember, episode 27 is coming. You set the tone. Go play some games. Enjoy what you do. Stay inside. Stay safe. But remember that the outside is not to be feared. Just wash your hands.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
There we go. We're out. Peace.
All right. Peace.